All stars, and welcome to If Siren Call by the darkpetal16. Viewer discretion is advised. Now I'm going to read through the warnings for this one, so everyone is aware of what they're getting involved into. Now warning, this will also contain me talking about some spoilers, just to make it clear about why each warning is in place, okay? I have actually played this all the way through at this time, so I'm adding this in post-edit. So, on top of that, it will contain me flirting, kissing and cuddling a skeleton siren and literally not giving a toss about humanity. But please keep in mind that in a normal situation, I do not condone death to humanity. It's just they are bad people and bad things happen to bad people. That being said, this is a 15+ game, a lower rating than If Mafia Fell, and this is a romance horror, so keep that in mind. If that already is not your cup of tea, you're not going to want to watch this. Right, gonna go through the warnings. So the first warning is an animal death. This by here, the only animal that does die during this, it is, you get offered a seal carcass after the siren is told that you haven't been eating. And since he's already quite fond of you at this point, he decides to get you food. And that's pretty much all that is. Altered state. Siren call causes loss of control over body and choices. Which makes sense. It's more to do with the bad endings. And it's also to help build trust between you and the siren. And on top of that, you've also got an implied drug use when it comes to like the other form he has. Again, you were warned about this, but since I've got to hold people's hands from time to time, I'm going to have to go into more detail. Assault, because humanity is stupid in this and automatically jump the gun and think that you've done stuff, so they decide to beat you up for it. Bad endings, there's 9 in total, meaning I've got a lot to find. Bullying, because the humans for some freaking reason feel the need to pick on you at every freaking turn. Death, because it's an Undertale game, why wouldn't there be death? Gore, if you've seen If Mafia Fell, you know what you're expecting. It's pretty graphic, okay? Gun violence. Again, if you've seen If Mafia Fell, then this is no, like, difference. And also, the gun violence, it's not really something you directly see. You get to read about the aftermaths, okay? Kidnapping. Because why wouldn't I get kidnapped from time to time? Or other people? I don't know what this is, though. Unfortunately, I don't know for the life of me what this word means. Murder, because again, it's in Mafia. If you've seen If Mafia Fell, you know what to expect. And also, it's an Undertale game. Why wouldn't there be murder? Obsession, because we're dealing with a yandere siren. Profanity, because why wouldn't there be? Racism, because humanity's always got an issue with anything that's different, be it freaking monsters or beasts. Skeletons, because skeletons. Very bad endings. Yes, you can actually get eaten in this one. Violence, because again, this is one of those type of games. And on top of that, it does contain swearing. Including myself does accidentally swear from time to time because I honestly get so invested in this game that it just slips out. But don't worry, I've gone ahead and edited out as much as I can of the swearing. So that way then you don't hear me accidentally let it slip. So, yeah. That being said, if you're uncomfortable with any of those themes, and you technically also got spoiled a little bit of what this is about, then don't freaking watch, okay? You've been warned. Don't watch stuff you're not gonna like, plain and simply, and don't complain about it when you've been given the warnings ahead of time, okay? I don't want to have to constantly babysit people and hold their hands all the way through videos, alright? That's not my job. The warning's in place. It is 15+, a horror romance, mostly focusing on the cutesy horror aspects, but it's about an extremely yandere siren skeleton who becomes obsessed with you, alright? Are we all good? If people are okay to go ahead, off you go. Everybody else, leave. It's just not for you, okay? This warning will be put on each of the videos going forward that contain any of the following. Alright, good, fantastic, great, wonderful. Off we go. Alright, so whatever is the option, you carried a one-sided conversation before with Dr. Gaston, you can do the same thing here, or you're at a loss of what to do and you don't have a pen and paper, maybe you should head back. Well, I carried a one-sided conversation before with Dr. Gaston, so I don't see why I can't do it now. Hi, you say. I'm TwinklePhoenix. He taps at the side of his head. He wants you to remove your headphones. Oh, sweetie. No, not on your first meeting. Absolutely not. You shake your head no. He seems unhappy with this. Well, I'm sorry, Sans, but I really need to, be careful with you. You need to get to know me first, sweetie. You watch transfix as the siren's expression contorts into what could only ever be called as a pout. It's not a drastic change. Skeletons can't move their faces much, but your years of working with Dr. Gaster has allowed you to read even the smallest changes. The way he narrows his eyes slightly, his eerie smile flattens momentarily, and his white rings of light sharpen to slits, screamed pouty to you. You can't resist a small giggle escaping you. The pout disappears. Aw, you like just giggling. Maybe next time you tell him. I think I would be scolded if I took these off right away. He holds his head up with both of his palms, his elbows resting on the ice. As I was saying before, you continue, I'm TwinklePhoenix. I'm a guest here. I study magic, and to a lesser extent astrology. The siren stares at you. You feel a vibration in your pocket. Ugh, and you pull out the walkie-talkie. Toss the freaking thing in the water! I don't care about them. You can't hear anything on it, but the fact that it's been used means you should head back. Goodbye? No, let's reassure him. Oh! I'll have to go for now. I'll bring you something to write with next time. Oh, yeah, that's what, Dr. Gaster did. He started to write with us. When we first started to get to know him. So I'm going to use, a lot of, what went on with, Dr. Gaster and you to try and interact with Sans and see if maybe it works the same way. Let's see if he, responds. You hurry away. When you're certain you're out of earshot of the siren, you tug off your headphones and listen to the radio chatter. It's not statically. It's too staticky to make out. Just toss it, who cares? You frown to yourself as you head back inside. You have plenty of time to put away your heavy clothes and go back to the security office to take a seat. You're glad your card works to get the door open, and you memorize the password. I'm amazed that you memorize the freaking numbers. Not long after you've sat down, you see cars starting to pull in from the cameras. The search is over. Search? Oh yeah, the guy went missing. Pfft, who cares? I really couldn't care less for any of them. Okay, so I'm going to say right now, the behaviour from Dr. whatever, who he was called, Dr. Green, whatever, him, makes me think that there's a reason why Sans is alone. Probably years ago, Sans was a part of the pod that used to be here, and probably this lot wiped out the sirens that were here. Maybe that's why Sans is alone. Maybe Sans is here to have revenge. If I'm really lucky, that's why he's here. Can you tell I have, zero tolerance of them? I don't like any of them. I shouldn't have this mindset about humanity, but this bunch here, I do not want to get stuck here with them this whole entire time. I would much rather be outside with Sans. With the actual siren that could actually eat me. That's not a good thing. But he is cute. So there is a plus. Also, he got pouty. He wanted the headphones off. Oh, but he didn't grab me, which makes me think he did see the soul. Because if he didn't see it, he would have grabbed me, technically, right? He should have. It would have made sense. But the fact that he sat there and let me talk to him.
Twinkle here in post-ed, and a thought just occurred to me, so I'm going to add it in here. Mind you, if my theory is correct and Sans did see the soul, it must have been quite shock or quite startling for him, because I was pretty forward about what I wanted then, because he just literally just saw me pull out my soul, hey, I'm doing a mating call to you, are you interested? And he's a pretty lonely orca, so if indeed that is what happened, I will 100% take the blame for that, because I was warned beforehand by Daddy Gaster to not pull out my soul, because it can be misinterpreted by sirens. Well, back to the video now. Sorry for interrupting, I just thought I'd throw that in.
And actually tolerated me. Makes me think that, yeah, that he's okay with me. I actually think he's smitten with me. But maybe that's wishful thinking. Maybe I just really want the siren to like me. The search is over. You leave the security room when you see the last of the vehicles pull in. Yay, they must have found him. You think to yourself, they weren't even gone an hour. What, can you guys, like, disappear for, like, I don't know, days, please? You walk across the white tile floors and go through the connecting tunnels from the private wing to the common area. Groups of men are exiting the main garage and pull off their heavy coats. The air is a somber silence. Oh, is he dead? Did he get lost? Did you find him? Is he drowned? Has he left? Captain Saluni is in the group, and as soon as he notices you, he peels off and marches directly to you. Dr. Phoenix? What? What did I do? At your name, all turn heads to face you. Some of them give you wary looks, others are glaring. What is up with you lot? Whenever my freaking name is mentioned, you're all just like, get out the pitchforks. Nyeh. God, you people are ridiculous. Your stomach drops. Yes, Captain, you ask? Again, tell me. When was the last time you saw the director? I don't freaking know. I honestly don't care about any of you, so I don't really remember when I saw him. He says in a low voice, not quite a growl, but close. His dark eyes are narrowed as he stares at you with something close to a glower. Yesterday morning near breakfast, you repeat? You did not see him last night, he presses. No, you say. Director Greenberg was found on the ice near your equipment. What? Was he trying to steal my research? He either was trying to steal my research, be super freaking nosy. I already told him I don't need assistance. But the thing is, he's all up in my business and all up about Dr. Dadster. He's a jealous little and I'm pretty sure the only reason I'm here, he just wants to steal whatever research we're working on, and so then they can have it. I probably shouldn't think of that, but, you know, I'm thinking of terrible things because I hate these people so freaking much and because I don't put it past them. But why was he over by my equipment otherwise? He didn't even seem remotely interested in what I was doing. In fact, he gave me the air that apparently what I was doing was absolutely freaking inferior because I'm a child. Look, whatever happened to him, it wasn't me. Otherwise, if it was me, I'd be like, yes, I 100%ed the old man in. And he was touching my stuff. But since I didn't catch him touching my stuff, then no, it wasn't me. The wind is knocked out of you. You're floored, completely caught off guard by this revelation. You go through your memories in rapid succession, but you definitely didn't run into anyone on your way back. I don't know what to say, you say numbly. Is he okay? Is he dead? He said, hallelujah, one's gone, another need to go. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Such a shame. What a wonderful man. Gone too soon. Moving on. Says Captain Sloan flatly, I'll be reviewing security footage from last night. You do that and you won't find that I've done anything. Wait, you actually think I killed him, don't you? Because he was over by my stuff. First of all, what was he doing in my stuff in the first place? And second of all, why would I kill the old man? Why would I? My stuff to murder anyone was left back there. Whatever. Okay, you say. What else is there to say to that? You did nothing wrong. In fact, all the cars were in the garage when I returned. We'll see, is all he says. For now, please don't leave your room. What? You don't seriously think? I don't know what to think, he cuts in. That's why I'm reviewing the footage, and that's why I'm telling you and everyone else to remain in their quarters. Well, at least he's giving everyone shade, so I'm fine with it. Since he's not, like, directly pointing fingers at me, he's also pointing at them, because he's like, yeah, you guys are also suspicious, so get to your freaking quarters before I make you all go. He drags his head back to scowl at the lingering group in the common room. All of you go. You fiddle with your hands like Dr. Dadster does. Okay, you say quietly and return to your room. Okay, so, what could have possibly happened to this man for him to be dead? Okay, so, here's what I think could have happened. Outcome 1. He went near my machine and tried to touch it. If Sans was indeed directly below me when I was showing my soul, after we learned from Dr. Dadster, in the little flashback my character was having in that sequence, is that it's kind of a way of saying, like, I want to be your mate. Possibly he replicated into the water and literally considers me a mate now. So when he saw this man coming around touching my stuff, he might have got rid of him, because either he said something horrible about me, or he was going to break something I clearly hold dear. That Sans retaliated. 2. Maybe Sans got hungry in the middle of the night, spotted this stupid man hanging about near where my things are, and decided to eat him. Wouldn't put it past him, you know, an orca's gotta eat. 3. He somehow miraculously tripped and fell and died somehow near my machine. 4. He sleepwalked the whole way there. 5. Someone is setting me up for murder. Somebody literally killed this man and tried to put the blame on me because they don't like me. I'm tending to think, though, that Sans probably did him in. But I need to see, like, the state of his body to really confirm if Sans is the culprit. And even if he is, I'll forgive them. I'll forgive them. He can do no wrong. At least not in this, because I hate all the characters thus far, except for him. And, of course, Papa. I only like the Siren so far. I hate everybody else. Everyone else that I've interacted with, I absolutely despise. I hate all the scientists so far. There's none that I want to save. I freaking hate them. Humanity sucks in this game. They're absolutely freaking disgusting. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did kill Sans's family. It's the reason why Sans is alone out here. Because he's a Siren, and they're often, because he's a beast one, that they're hunted almost to extinction. I'm just opening my drink. I forgot to do it prior. Can barely open it. And apparently now they think because he was found near my stuff, which he shouldn't have been near in the first place, because I clearly told him I didn't need help, I could handle it by myself, and he didn't seem interested anyway, so he shouldn't have been there in the first place. Ugh. No one comes by until the evening. Near dinner time, Captain Sloan knocks on your door. Dr. Phoenix, this is Captain Sloan. You rarely answer the door. First, he says, you should be made aware that the cameras confirmed that you returned home before the director left. Yeah? Am I surprised? No. Because if I wanted to kill the man, I would have done it in a more creative way, and I definitely wouldn't have killed him near my equipment. I would have been smart enough to dump the old off somewhere in the deep ocean. I've got a freaking Siren friend. I can just ask Sans, hey Sans, are you hungry? Here, do whatever you want with this, because I don't want this trash bag near me. Thank you, you say. You knew that you had to be the case. You're glad that he confirmed it. Second, he continues, the director was found in a concerning state. Concerning, you ask? Unlikely to have been an accident, he says. Not impossible, but unlikely. He shifts his stance. I understand you study magic. I do. What's that got to do with anything? I say, are you a mage? I am not, you answered. Did you set up any traps near your equipment? You ask. You aren't in trouble if you did, but I need to understand the situation, which is why I asked. He was found by his students, and I want to avoid a panic. Maybe one of his students did him in. Wouldn't surprise me. They weren't happy that I got a sweet. They got tons of reasons, because he was sucking up to me, clearly just wanting to know what I was up to, and trying to get his grubby mitts on my research. Ugh. Disgusting man. But no, because if I set up traps, Sans would have probably also gotten hurt by them. So yeah, there was no reason for my character to even put traps in the first place. There was nothing out there to hurt them. Because as far as we were told, there was no freaking sirens, was there? And we weren't told there was anything to watch out for. So, why would I put up traps? But also, I'm pretty sure even Dr. Dadster didn't, consider putting up traps. Otherwise, we would have done so anyway, under his guidance that, oh yeah, listen to me now, Dick. When you go out there, make sure as well to put a couple of, magical traps around the place, just to make sure nobody goes and touches your stuff. Because he didn't even tell me to do that, so no, I don't even think any of us considered doing that in the first place. You shake your head. I didn't even think to set up something like that. You hesitate. Captain, how exactly? His jaw tightens and his dark eyes move to glare out the window behind you. You don't want to know, Doc. Okay, now I'm starting to really think that Sans did it, because he looked out the freaking window, probably towards the ocean, and Sandra's like, throwing shade. You've seen this before, that's why. I see. You shift your weight. Is the trip cancelled? Captain Sloan breathes out slowly. Not currently. Main base gave orders to continue research. The directive will be collected on the next ship out. Oh, wow. So this is a dodgy business practice. They're like, oh, somebody's died? Quick, brush it into the rug. Pretend it never happened. It's fine. Okay. Carry on like normal. Nothing happened. This man never existed. You saw nothing. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Oh my god. I'm with a freaking dodgy practice. Oh my god. I'm so glad Dr. Dadster didn't come here. I dread to think what would have happened to him. That's a month out, you comment. What about his family? Not your concern, Dr. Phoenix, he says curtly. I'm giving you courtesy information. All you need to do is keep your head down and focus on your own research. Sure, whatever, fine. Very well, Captain. I'll keep my nose out of it. I'll pretend you guys don't exist. He leaves, and you're left alone. Looks like you can leave your room now, but it's too late to check on your equipment. You also haven't eaten the entire day. Maybe you should store food in your room like a little chipmunk. Okay, well then we'll go to the kitchen and make food. You scratch the back of your head as you walk down the stairs from your suite. You go down the hallway and exit into the private wing common room. The kitchen for this area are on the left. You hear people inside. Oh god, no, avoid the kitchen! Avoid the kitchens! You step into the kitchen and you're immediately noticed by the three frickin' stooges. Dr. Field, Dr. Ed, and Dr. Kim. Ugh. The three of them are crowded over a stovepot and stop talking once they notice you. There's a thick, prickly tension in the air. Every inch of their body language and face read says, "You're not welcome here. Get out the pitchforks!" Nyeh. And you're just like, chill. 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 I don't care about your existence. Chill. You swear it was like a freaking siren, or like the way they're acting. You swear it was like an abomination to nature to them. So you're like, oh god, it's a child. You ignore them. You go to the cabinets to grab a quick meal to heat up. You can eat in your room and continue to watch that crime series. You made it to the microwave when you hear, hey. You turn your head. Dr. Red has approached you. Her arms folded across her chest. What do you study? I research magic, you say. And your equipment out there is for that, she asks. Yes, you say. Dr. Gaster and I are studying the effects magic storms have on the Aurora Australis. A storm is supposed to be gathering in the area over the next week. She sighs through her nose. Is it something you were working jointly with Greenberg? Why would I let that pompous, smug little man, that little gremlin, near my research area? He had no interest in what I was doing. He also belittled me, insulted me, and made me feel... Whew. Calm down, Twinkle. Do it for the siren. It's okay. You're here for the siren. You're here for the siren. You know them. It's fine. Go to your happy place. Think of Sans. Think of the Sans. Think of the sirens. Think of Daddy Gaster, and think of Sans. Whew. 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 Let it out. Let it out. Just ignore their existence and we'll be okay. Huh? No, you say. He didn't seem very interested when I explained it to him. I'm as surprised as you are to know he was in that area. Dr. Field walks over to the both of you. His hands are shoved in his lab coat pockets. And you didn't set up any magic traps. I can't, you stress. I'm not a mage. Dr. Gass and I did not think we would need to prepare safeguards against our work. So I don't have anything ready to set up around the machine either. Is that a good thing to tell them, though? Because now they're aware that you don't have any precautions. Meaning if any one of them wanted to mess with it, they could. If you guys end up dead, it's your own fault. Just saying. A pause. The microwave beeps. Is that all? You say as you take out your food. I'm leaving. You grab your food and leave. Good. You return to your room to eat. You're happy to get lost in your series. You end up binge watching too many episodes in a row that you lost track of time. It's time to call Daddy. Let's call Daddy, because these guys suck. I hate them so freaking mad. Like, I have no faith or sympathy for any living thing in this so far. I hate all of them. Video call with Dr. Gaster. It's good to check in on him. You move your laptop so you can sit on your bed and relax while you chat with him. He answers on the third call. Hello, Twinkle, he sighs. How are you? How are you? That's a good question.
You aren't close to the director and you weren't fond of him. You wouldn't want to wish him dead, however, and you acknowledge the family is now missing a husband and grandfather. And death is a part of life. It touches everyone. Honestly, you're more unsettled that he died near your equipment and apparently in a manner that you may not have been an accident.
That's because he was being nosy, touching things he shouldn't have, or probably said something he shouldn't have. He probably was freaking bad-mouthing me. And if Sans was under the ice, like I think he was, and saw the soul, and has imprinted on us, then yeah, he probably deserved that death. Otherwise, somebody is setting me up for murder, trying to frame me for murder. Talk to Dr. Gast about Director Greenberg. You've always been open with him. I don't know. You answer honestly. Director Greenberg died last night. Dr. Gast sits up sharply at that. What happened? I'm not sure, you say. You explain what you know so far. Do you want to come home, he asks you. Do you feel unsafe? Unnerved, I think, you admit. I don't know why he was out there. Greedy to see our work, suggests Dr. Gaster. Why else sneak out at night when you're not there? Exactly! He literally took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I think it was. And Gaster 100% thinks it as well. Understandable. Because he's had to put up with people like this all the freaking time. That's why. He deserved what he got. I don't care. Though I am curious now if maybe all of these guys are, if indeed they killed the Sirens, the pods, another thing this could be is that possibly if they killed the Siren pods, it could be Sans is literally taking them out one by one. Maybe. But we'll have to see if more people get killed, because it could be revenge killings as well. Either by Sans or maybe somebody else, but those are just like a couple of theories I'm having right now of what could possibly be going on. So we'll just have to wait and see where this goes. But I do like that Daddy Gaster literally thought the same thing I was. Dr. Gaster? He shrugs. There might be a good reason, but as it stands, that's a very suspect thing to do. I grant you that it's strange, but it's poor to speak ill of the dead. You gently remind him. He could have been out there for his own research and mistook my station for one of his students. He could have been called out there too. Yeah, for then you to get blamed for murder. Have you seen the body? Do you know why they think it's unlikely to be an accident? I have not, and I'm not going to look for it, you say. I'm a scientist, not a detective. Do you think it might not be an accident? Have you seen anything strange? I mean, I've seen Sans, but does he really come to strange? I live with a siren. Can I really call that strange? I can't, really, because that's an everyday thing, so that's not strange. So if my character doesn't mention him, that's fine. Because I live with a siren. That's not strange. That's just life. You shake your head. My interaction with the others have been limited. I don't see a reason for anyone to hurt the director. What about you? Yeah, there's tons of reasons they want to freaking hurt me. Asked Dr. Gaster. You didn't answer my question earlier. Do you feel unsafe? You can use the capsule to come home right this second. Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Always looking out for me. But the thing is, if we go back, then we won't prove ourselves then, would we? And also, we did promise Sans we'd come back. And I don't want to break the promise to him. He's the reason I'm putting up with all this malarkey involving the humanity side of this story. God, I hate humans, especially in this one. Oh my god. Humanity sucks in this, my gosh. Okay, so let's see. What are we going to tell Daddy now? No, you want to stay. While they aren't very polite, no one has made me feel unsafe. What are you talking about? James? Hello? He's an unstable... Badger? NC, what do you mean none have made you feel unsafe? Excuse you? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It is it's fine. It's fine. His eyelids turn into slits. Are they being rude to you? No more than any other pompous scientist. You reassure him with a smile.
Everyone likes to underestimate me for my age, I get it. That's no excuse. I know, but it's not going to change until they see for themselves what I can do, you say. Dr. Gaster huffs. He fiddles with his hands as he gives you a concerned look. He doesn't sign for several long seconds. I trust your judgment, but I have a right to hold a petty grudge against them for the rest of their lives. Oh my god. Best papa ever. Yes. I love him. I absolutely love him. I love his reactions. I love his protagonist. I love this father side to him. It is so freaking endearing and so encouraging. It's the right thing, like the perfect reactions to stuff, the best way to make you feel better as well. And he's prioritizing you first. You mean the world to him, which means if anything happens to you, the world will burn. The world will burn. He will hunt people down to the ends of the earth if anything happens to you. You laugh at that. You and Dr. Gaster talk comfortably for another hour. He doesn't press the issue once you've made your stance, and you appreciate that. Finish working on your program module that you started this morning. You work on your programming module. It's nothing complex, but you don't have a program major, so it takes you much longer to slog through the code and figure out what you need to get it working. Dr. Alphys, an eccentric monster, helped design the base program so you and Dr. Gaster can adjust accordingly to your needs. You got your equipment set up, so now you have to recalibrate the program to accommodate the additional variables you came across while setting up the equipment. It's not enough to make you miss school days, when you only had to worry about 2 or 3 variables in a math problem. Real life is so much worse, but so much fun too. You hear a ding. You got an email. The user is unknown. Wait, who is my freaking number? This definitely can't be Sans. Sans is a freaking beast. He's a Siren, so not him. And if it was Gaster, it would say it was him. So I want to say it was James. Right now, I'm throwing shade at James. I'm saying right now, this is probably James. Your brows frown, curious how it got through your spam filter and firewall. Subject line green book. Is it a picture of the body?
Future Twinkle here. Incoming descriptive gore. If you're uncomfortable, look away now and skip to the timestamp.
No, they wouldn't, would they? Is someone trying to threaten me? I'm 100% going to say this is James. Maybe because I turned him down and I told him I wasn't interested in him. But again, it could be any one of those, what are they called? Dr. Red, Dr. something, the Three Stooges. Could also be them. I doubt it's the captain, though. He'd have no reason to do that. I mean, yeah, he'd probably do a few things, but I don't think he'd go this low because he would have just shown me the picture otherwise, so it has to be one of those guys. Yes, open the email. You open the email, it's a picture. Dr. Greenberg lays motionless on the snow-covered ice. The air around him has been dyed red with blood. His arms are splayed out on either side, and his face is chalked with ice covering his lashes. His right leg has been twisted so severely at the knee that it's barely hanging on by a thread. Ooh, nice. Of tissues and muscle. The pants at the calves are ripped and torn apart, soaked in his blood. Huh. At the calves. This was Sans. Right now, that sounds like it's Sans because the pants at the calves are ripped from torn. Sans is a siren. They grab you from below and then pull you. That's what happens. And because he's so strong. So I think this was Sans. But the fact that they found his body, sirens normally eat the bodies. So Sans wasn't doing it because he was hunting. So if he wasn't hunting... He was probably defending my machine. I think one thing it could be here is maybe I am right. Maybe Sans really was defending my machine. Or Dr. Greenberg did say something about me and Sans hid and didn't like it. And then got hostile. Because why else? But that also means that Sans actually hangs about my machine at night, watching over it, because he knows I come back to that area, because that's my machine, that's my stuff. Either that, or maybe Sans killed him and then just wanted to show. He's like, look what I did, dear friend. Look, I killed someone for you. Like, you just see him, like, wagging his, like, tail back and forth, so excited and proud of himself to get praised because he got rid of one of the people who's been bullying you and making you feel inferior. Oh, he's so cute.
Keeping in mind, him clearly talking about Sans' reaction is cute and not the act of actually killing this man. But that aside, the only other thing it could probably be is maybe Sans just decided to start with him if indeed this is revenge killing for possible what happened to the pub, because again, that's another theory I have, that Sans was a part of the original Siren pub was here and that was his family, so he wanted vengeance. And he just decided to go for this man because he was stupidly out alone at night and ignored his own, rules.
But again, I should be horrified, but I don't feel anything here. I'm just like, well, the man deserved what he got. Maybe he died quick, maybe he suffered, I really couldn't care less. He shouldn't have been in that area anyway at that time of night, so it's his own fault. And also, he's a freaking hypocrite, because they literally said no one was to go out alone, they had to go with a buddy. He knew the risk, he took the risk, and then he died. It's his own fault, not mine. But I am curious as to who sent this to me and why. Are they trying to threaten me? Why? Why show this to me? What is the point? Are they trying to say, like, oh, we're aware of, like, Sans? Or, oh, look, this could be you next. Like, what is the point? This is definitely not Sans. Sans doesn't have a phone. He's a siren. So, who sent the picture? It's a gruesome sight that makes you feel queasy to look at. Hard to claim that it was an accident, but you can't think of many things that would cause those injuries. Wait, you recall the siren? No, if the siren killed him, there'd be nothing left. That's only if he was hunting. Dr. Dadster told you that sirens only attack humans for food, defense, or LV mania. But there's also another reason he might attack. To defend his mate. He might have been defending you and protecting the territory.
And another reason could be revenge, but also seeing it from Sans' perspective, if he was part of the Siren pod, can you imagine his expression when suddenly the humans turn up in the home where his pod used to be? He must have been so angry to see them set up residence here. So yeah, there's also revenge could be another reason as to why Dr. Greenberg ended up the way he did. So those are just some theories.
Director Greenberg is no mage, and you severely doubt he would pose a threat to the siren. If he were food, well, there'd be no body. Lastly, if the siren was on LD Mania, he would have been attacked you on sight. Not necessarily. Maybe originally he was going to if we investigated more when we were being watched, but because I didn't do that, and we then presented our soul, it changed what Sans thought. We refuse to jump to that conclusion, feeling oddly guilty towards Dr. Dadster for even considering it. You of all people know the struggle he had to face because he was a siren. Yeah, but to be fair though, is he still not hunting? Because I feel like Dr. Dadster is a smart enough siren that he could probably still hunt. Okay, so I'm going to say this right now. I want to honestly believe that Daddy Dadster, our siren, does still hunt. He's just smart enough not to get caught. Because the best hunting ground is technically in the city with all the people. And you're not going to notice a random person disappearing one day, are you? And if you're intelligent and smart enough not to get caught, you can get away with it, so, who cares? And it's clear, Dadster doesn't like humanity. He still doesn't. The way he talks about these humans, he doesn't like them. He likes you because he got to know you. And he touches you, so you're technically, like, it's a family thing. You'll become a part of his family, kind of like part of his pod. Wait, he's a seahorse though. What do you call those? Clan? Is that what they call those? Are they called clans? I can't remember. Gosh darn it. Either way, your eyes move to the bottom of the email. It reads, scared? What?
Okay, well that just pretty much confirmed it can't be Sans, because in no context at all would that make sense whatsoever. Why would Sans ask if you're scared? And it's definitely not Daddy Gaster, so it has to be one of the other scientists. I'm assuming it's probably going to be James, because he holds so much, like, pent-up frustration at me for just not wanting to associate with him at all. I mean, I technically should put an effort and make friends with him, but I don't want to. I'm trying to go for a yandere.
Scared, huh? What? What? Your summit dropped. Someone sent this to you. A warning? A threat? A promise? I don't know. Because I don't think they killed it, so why are they, like, sending it to me, like, are you scared? This is by your shit. Did you do this, murderer? No, I didn't. Also, if I did do it, I'd be smart enough not to leave him near my freaking stuff. I would have probably tossed him in the ocean. Then again, that would be polluting the ocean with stuff, wouldn't it? Never freaking mind. I mean, I could then try and offer him to Sans, but then I don't know if he'd be good for Sans' indigestion. Because he kind of seems a little bloated in the head, if you know what I mean. I'd have to work on how to dispose of the body correctly. But I mean, if Sans wants to eat him, then I wouldn't be against it. But then technically, wouldn't Sans possibly think of that as me trying to court him? Because me feeding him? It's fine. He needs affection. He's the nicest one here so far. Who cares? You really hope it's just someone's sick sense of humour. What's so funny about seeing a body dead, though? You sigh and close the email, unable to concentrate on your work anymore. You're tired and you go to bed for the day. What kind of sick... Ha ha, here, look at the dead body. Ha 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 ha. So funny. No, I don't get it. Whatever. Bright and early the next morning, you headed to check on your machines. You get dressed in many extra layers, wanting to spend more time out there than you did previously. It makes it a little harder to walk, but it's well worth it. You load up extra blankets and even pack some rations in case you get too caught up. You put on the soundproof headphones as an extra precaution. You got to load your program into the machine, and who knows how long it will take. The snowjet is easy to control in your second use. It glides across the snow and ice with ease. The goggles tint your vision enough that you aren't blinded by the sun's glare with a white expansion. You can't hear a single thing from the headphones, thankfully. It's nice to be near the dark ocean. It helps break up the monotone white. 5 minutes of driving and you arrive at your spot, and immediately know something new. There's a hole in the ice, a few meters away from your equipment. It was Sans. Sans breaks through the ice. He breaches. He does what polar bears and seals, and I think orcas do it as well. They break, like, they just suddenly, like, punch through the ice to get a prey, to, like, grab in and try to drag it back down. Leopard seals do it a lot. Can you tell I watched way too much Animal Planet when I was younger? I really love nature. But yeah, it sounds like he broke through the ice because the hole wasn't there yesterday. So Sans is probably broke through it to grab him. But for some reason he left the body up there. Maybe kind of like to show, hey, look, I left you something. It's a present. Did you leave it there as a present for me? Maybe he did. Maybe he's hoping he'd get some praise. Who freaking knows? Oh well. Either way, it's a round hole. It looks like it was made, not naturally formed. You tug off your mask and goggles to get a better look at it. Huh, you think to yourself. You hop in the snowjet and take a closer look. Be careful. Bubbles form at the force. Suddenly, a skeleton pops out from the water, scaring you half to death. You hear a startled shout and jump back. Your heart pounds in your chest as you stare at the Siren with wide eyes. He rests his elbows on the ice, his white rings of light fixated on you. Oh, our heart just went boom. He's as lovely to look at today as he was yesterday. Damn, he's good looking. Soul's like, oh damn, I really like that tails of his, like, gosh darn. Sirens, you know. Ugh. He's smiling at you. Aw, the two of you stared one another for several seconds. You calm down once you realize he's not about to do anything else. It clicks. It's you, you whispered to yourself. You made this hole, didn't you? The Siren continues to smile at you. It's impossible not to smile back. Well, I can measure how thick the ice is now. you think to yourself as you stare at the hole. Oh, hold on. You turn away to dig through one of your bags, attached to the snowjet, and you pull out a notebook and pen. Oh yeah, because we said we were going to get a notepad for him, didn't we? So he could write down what he wants to say. You hold up both for the siren to see, and you cautiously approach him. You're now near the edge of the hole and hold both arms out to him. His ring light smooch your ankles briefly. Sans, no. There's no need. Before his eyes flick back up to meet your gaze, he stretches up and takes the pen and notebook. Oh, thank goodness. He just took the bag. Thank you, Sans. He places the notebook down. That's great. He knows how to do this. You think to yourself, that's weird though. Why does he know to do this? That means he's had interactions with humans before, which is making me think of my theory about the orca pod. Well, they didn't say it was orcas, they just said they were sirens. So my theory about the sirens might actually have some like water to it, that it really might be his pod. Usually, the only beasts who bothered to learn written language are moths and spiders. Huh. Interesting. Dr. Cassidy told you he was an oddity among the sirens for wanting to learn. He holds up the notebook to you. It's scratchy, barely eligible writing. It reads, no earcloth. He wants the earmuffs off. He wants the headphones off. He's like, take those off. I don't want them on you. You blink. No headphones? He wants you to get rid of the headphones. You give him a long look, and he keeps smiling at you. Okay. You will pull off the headphones. I mean, if he was going to do anything to me, he would have already done it. He had a chance right there to pull me down, and he didn't. So, if I put some trust in him, then maybe he'll put some trust in me. So, okay, sure. Yeah, we'll take it off. Why not? We'll take the risk. I want to talk to you, you tell him as you grip the headphones. I want to trust you to have a conversation. So don't betray that trust by singing to me right away, okay? If you do, I'll be dead. Pfft, I highly doubt it. If he was going to kill you, he would have done it already. Very upset with you. You won't? Oh, bless. He's like, oh, no, I don't want you upset with me. Oh, no. He nods to understand. Okay, you say, and you slowly pull off the headphones. The moment your ears are uncovered, you have a brief panic of, oh, stars, what did I do? Twinkle? Oh, he did learn my name. And he can talk. He actually spoke. He said my name. He actually did pay attention to what my name was. Oh, nice. A shiver goes down your spine. You look down to see him staring up at you, his smile never wavering. Twinkle, he says again, and another pleasant shiver crawls down you. His voice is melodic, lighter than any snowflake, and sweeter than candy. He's not singing to you, not casting a spell, but you are nevertheless enthralled. Hi, you whisper. What do I call you? He points to himself. Sans. Oh, he's so cute. Sans. The more you hear him speak, the more you sense a touch of magic in his voice, a layer of darkness wrapped in something beautifully bright. Sans, he repeats. His rings of light brighten. Okay, so the rings of light will brighten every time he's happy. I think that's what the brightening of the eyes mean. It means that he's happy or excited. Sans, you tempted to take a seat. Actually, 1 second, you tell him. You put away the notebook and pen, then take out a couple of emergency blankets. Oh yeah, because if you sit on literal ice, it's gonna hurt your butt. You set one of them on the ground, fold it up, and then wrap yourself up with another one. Okay, hi. Hi, he repeats. He leans on his elbows. Wow, you say. This is surreal. I can't tell if I'm dreaming. You're awake, he says. I have so many questions, you say. Oh my goodness. Okay. I get to ask him questions. I get to ask him questions. This is the happiest moment of my life. Next to probably if I get the chance to kiss him, I'm going for it. I don't care the risk. I'm going all the way, folks. What are you? How do you live here? Okay, so I'm gonna guess right now that maybe he probably did live here prior, if my thing I'm guessing with him is true. But he's an orca and they tend to migrate, so I'm guessing he probably migrated here. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Visiting, he says. Migrating. Oh, see, I knew it. Are you here because of the magic storm surges? You ask with an excited edge. That's why I'm here. I highly doubt it. He shakes his head. He looks over at your equipment. That? Okay, but if he's not here for the storm surges, why is he here? Is he here for vengeance? Oh my god, if he's here for vengeance, that's hot. Yes, that? Is it important to you? He asks. Very, you tell him. He nods. For some reason, he looks oddly pleased by it. There's, oh, you little jammy donut. You really did do it, didn't you, Sans? You freaking killed Dr. Greenberg, didn't you? Oh, were you protecting my machine? Oh, you little cutie. Oh, you need all the cuddles and nuzzles. Look at him, he's so proud. He's like, oh, yay, I actually protected her stuff. Yay, she really does care a lot about this machine thing. Aw. I'm watching now. I'm like completely wrong why he's like oddly pleased by himself right now, but I feel like that's the reasoning. This might be a hint that he's just super pleased that he actually like defended your machine from the invasive human monstrosity known as Greenberg, who may or may not have said some shit about me. Either way, good thing he's dead. Why did you make a hole in the ice? You ask him. He nods over at your equipment. You want me to explain it to you? Hey, you avoided my question. I asked you why did you make a hole and you didn't answer that, Sans. Unless him nodding at the equipment, I made a hole because of the equipment. Why the equipment? Oh, is that another hint? Is that him technically hinting that I did it to protect the machine? Is that what it is? And my character is just going to completely... Yeah, interpreting his nod as curiosity. I don't think that's what he's saying. He's literally telling you he made a hole because of the machine. He's trying to literally tell you he made a hole because he was stopping the man messing with the machine. And my character's like, oh, you must just be so interested in my machine. No, I think he literally is trying to say that he made a hole so that we could get up and defend the machine. Either that or get a better look at it, but I'm pretty sure it's for defending the machine because a guy is dead because he went near this thing. He died near this. There's a hole, and Sans makes these holes. Put all the puzzle pieces together, and he was also pretty proud when you told him that, yes, that was yours. Oh, if that is true. Oh, bless him. People say what you will about me, but I can find things adorable and I will find the cuteness even in the smallest things. Shut up and leave me alone. You want me to explain it to you? You ask him, interpreting his nod as curiosity, and his smile widens. You can tell me anything you want. Oh my god, he just loves hearing us talk. He just loves our enthusiasm. Oh, you say, well, I research magic, primarily on a particle level, so I also have a degree in physics. He continues to smile at you. Emboldened, you carried on. You talk about your love of magic and the fascination you have with it, how it reacts differently on quantum levels. Does Sans even understand what the shit I'm saying? Is he just honestly just that enamored with me that he's just like, oh, she's so cute when she's talking about stuff that I like have no clue what the hell she's talking about. But I just love her reaction, how excited she gets. She's just so freaking adorable. That's what I'm imagining is going on in his head. He's like, I have no clue what she's saying, but she's happy, and that's all that matters. How it's potentially is near limitless when the right formula is found. You talk about your first thesis. You're not certain how much of it you'll be able to properly explain. He doesn't drop his smile when he listens to you, so you think he understands. It's hard to be certain. It's nice, though. There aren't many who'll be listening to your work so patiently. Aww, it's okay, character. Oh, bless. I think I actually like this one a lot more than the others. You're getting close, Dark Petals. I'm liking this one a lot more. This one is definitely one of my favourite MCs so far. I wouldn't say she's bang on my favourite because there's definitely some things she could have done different thus far. Are you always this nice to him? I freaking highly doubt it. Humans, he says slowly, his expression difficult to read. Run when they see me. Biased pieces of shit. Oh, you say. It makes sense. Even you were reluctant to trust him right away. Understandable, because, you know, he could have been super hungry. What do you do for fun, you ask him. Fun, here, Priest? What do you do? What? Sans, I asked you a question. Why are you answering my question with your question? Gosh darn it. I go swimming. Sure, I'll just say I go swimming. Why not? I mean, we live with a siren. I assume we swim. Why not? I mean, I could say I read or I draw. But swimming. Sure, we can say we go swimming. Does it? I don't know if it really matters. I play video games. I play video games. He's gonna be like, what are those? I want to see all his reactions to these, though. I go for walks. He's gonna be like, oh my god. Okay, I draw. I do draw, but I also play video games. I write. I also write. I do that. I read. Ugh, gosh darn it. I don't know. I go swimming. I guess we could say we go swimming. You quick to add that only in warm waters, but you do enjoy it. Recently, you go on, I've started to watch a crime show. Are you familiar with genres? Keep talking, he says with a nod smile. He really couldn't care less about whatever the hell I say right now. He's just too enthralled by me. That's what I'm noticing with Sans. He just wants to hear more about you, and he wants to just be near you, from what I can tell. He likes how excited we get. Or is that me? He's so freaking cute. You do. You talk on and ramble really about the show you've been watching with Dr. Gaster. You talk in length about the murders, the mystery, the crime solving, and so on. You talk about your favourite moments in the show and your least favourite characters. He listens with rampant attention. The ring of white lights in his eyes never stray from your face. I like the fact that he's like always looking at your face as well. That he's very attentive to like your facial expressions and to your eyes. He looks at you with such intensity, you wonder if your cheeks burn from something else besides frostbite and smiling too much. You better prepare for the cold this time. You brought shaky heat pads. You pause in your storytelling to reach out to your bag to grab them. The sound of water splashing draws your attention. Oh, did he get out of the water? As you grab the heated packs, Sans has lifted himself partially out of the water. He turns his body around to sit on the ice, much closer to you. Oh my, he scooted closer. Scoochy scooch. I do like it when they scoochy. You try to quiet your nerves as he's sudden proximity. You tuck the heat pads inside your scarf and press against your cheeks. He's really close to you. You can properly examine him. You can tell he's been watching you. You study him. He's an Orca skeleton siren. There are several scratches and scars across his bones and bodies. Oh my god. Really? Ah, shit. His dorsal fin has a tear in the middle. Oh, bless. He's clearly been in several fights, but most of his injuries looks old and superficial. Oh my god. You see, what I was really concerned with, darkpetals, if you see this part, what I was really concerned with was if you were going to push in freaking harpooning or something. Because whenever I heard that there was an orca involved, I was like, that was my worst fear, was finding, like, once they said about the orca pod, well, I keep calling it an orca pod because I'm assuming the siren pod was possibly orcas. Because I don't know if the sirens can, like, be with other types of, like, sirens? Like, or, like, when they're in, like, a pod, it's, like, the same species. Or if they can have, like, different species in a pod. Does that make sense? Like, they can mingle. It bothers you to see so many wounds. He's been so kind to you. And you can't imagine, like, anyone would want to hurt him. I can. He's a siren. People are rude. People are brutes. People attack things they don't understand. And if it looks scary, they're like, get rid of it. The world can be so needlessly cruel to beasts. Some of the things you've heard, there's no greater horror story than real life. Your pink eyes move down his body. They eventually land on the part closest to you, his right hand. You stare at his hand. It's bigger than you expected. The fingers are long and sharp. The palms start off the same shiny grey as his bones, but darken to black down along his fingers. The skeletal structure reminds you of Dr. Gaster, but that's the end of the similarity. Hard to imagine that the hand of such an elusive and dangerous beast is merely centimeters away from you. Sans notices you stare at his hand. He twitches his fingers and slides his palm across the ice until it brushes against your glove. Okay, so I will say one thing now, and I hope Darkpetal doesn't mind me admitting this. I actually have read this little section here. So I was actually given a small preview of this. So I was aware that Siren Call was being made, just not aware of like what it was going to be called. But I knew about Siren Sans, which is why I've been so excited to see him. I was given a small tiny preview, and this was one of the small previews I was given. This little interaction bit here, this little small section I was given, and I absolutely fell in love with the concept of this character, his world, and just was really excited so much for this game. So this is just so cool. I know this section by here, so I love seeing it now, like in here. This is also why there's so many sprites made. Anyway, you look up to meet his sharp gaze. Those white rings continue to stare at you. Okay. May I touch your hand? Because, yeah, we're gonna touch it. Let's take the plunge, take the risk. We touch it. I wanna touch it. And also, the reason why I'm asking permission is because I remember this was something that Underswap Gaster liked as well. When we were playing through Underswap, if you remember, he's a yandere. But he did greatly appreciate me asking permission first because, you know, it's polite. And on top of that, we can tell when it comes to, like, sirens, what I think about a siren and the way they work is, from all the behaviour I've seen from Dr. Gaster, it seems to be that he was reluctant at the start for us to touch. He was against physical touches. But then after he got to know us and he got closer, he became more comfortable. So to a siren, I think, possibly physical touch is something probably that's exclusively meant for, like, those they trust. Possibly, like, mates or family members, I'm assuming. So you don't normally get to touch them. But I could be completely wrong in my assumption. But I'm going to say right now, I think that this by here might be something that not just anyone can do. But I guess we'll see. Either way, this is so cute. He's just like he's just holding it out to me. Eee! Without question. You tug off your gloves at once. The biting cold weather nips at your skin, but it's worth it, you think. How many others could claim this opportunity? I freaking doubt hardly anyone could. Your touch is gentle, hesitant at first. You rest the tips of your fingers in his palm and look up to gauge his reaction. His smile seems wider than before, and his eyelids are fuzzier around the edges, but no less focused on you. There's a sense of excitement to his face. Had you not been accustomed to reading the small details from Dr. Gaster's face, you might have missed it in Sans. It doesn't strike you as bad. You feel no danger from the situation. You choose to interpret this reaction as positive, so you venture a little further. Your fingers graze over his palm entirely. It's smooth and cold like marble. So your fingers go up to his own. You hold your palm and fingers against his, measuring the size difference. His palm is close to yours in size, but his fingers are almost twice the length of yours. A good portion of that comes from the clawed tips. You press your palm further into his, enjoying the sensation, and his fingers slowly close around yours at the same moment you do the same. He's not gonna hurt us. He has no intention of hurting us with his behaviour at all. That is not a sign of a siren that's gonna be hostile to you. At all. That's completely different. I really am starting to think Sans really did see my freaking soul now under the freaking ice. Did I accidentally do a mating call to him? Did I really actually do that to him? It would explain his behaviour. But again, that's only a game theory. Your pink eyes flicker up to meet his highlights. They're much rounder than before. They have a blurry outline to them that makes them look softer. Aww, he really likes it. Thank you, you whisper breathlessly, and he squeezes your hand. Oh, they're so cute. I need a drink. This is too cute. I cannot even... my god. Look at... Lean forward! See what happens. Forget it. He's being forward. He's replicating. Forget it. Go all the way. Go... Forget everything else. Just YOLO it. Who cares? You know? Just go for it. He's totally for this. He mimics your actions. Oh, his forward presses against yours. It's cold to the touch and sends a shiver down your spine. You hold your breath. Your heart pounding in your chest. You wonder what it would be like. Harsh winds cuts through you, chilling even you further. Oh my god, were you about to think, I wonder what it'd be like to kiss him? The petals, was my character about to say kiss him? Were we about to get the smoochies? I mean, it'd be a perfect opportunity to steal a kiss, I'm just saying. I'm not against it. Go for it, character. You realize your hand burns. Gosh darn freaking frostbite! There's always something interrupting my cutesy freaking moment, and now my freaking body's like, oh my god, it's freezing cold, woman, pay attention to me. No, I don't want to. I want to pay attention to the cutesy moment in front of me and probably die doing it. Oh god, the skin feels tight and uncomfortable. Sorry, you mumble to him as you pull your hand away. I need to put it back in a glove. He lets go of your hand, so you tug it away. It gives you a chance to look away from him and try to calm your heart. He's a siren, Twinkle, you remind yourself. Very much doubt he'd be interested in a human. Passing curiosity at best. Don't read into it. What do you mean? Passing curiosity? Excuse you? That is not passing curiosity. Woman! What? You know what? Go and talk to Dr. Gaster about it. Tell him what's going on. Maybe then he'll probably confirm what I think is going on. And maybe then be able to get it through your little head that there's maybe more going on here. Because I doubt this is passing curiosity. That's not curiosity what he's doing. At all. That's not curiosity. He's not curious. He knows what he's doing. You're reminded of Dr. Gaster. Wait to talk to Dr. Gaster before jumping to conclusions. You settle on. Ugh. See? As you put your hand in the glove, you realize your limbs are stiff and tingly. You feel numb at the joints. Frostbite. I'm sorry, Sans, you say. I think I'm getting frostbite. I need to head back for now, but can I want to see you again. You will, he says. Oh? Oh, he's gonna make sure I do see him. Okay then. There's like, you will. Oh my. Well, I'm not getting rid of him, apparently. You beam. Okay, I'll come back again. I'll be waiting. Aww. He says in an odd tone. He watches you pack up the blankets and load up the snowjet. Because again, if you think about it, orcas, they're normally in pods. Orcas are social with each other. Like, they have a family unit. Orcas get lonely, and he's by himself. And he's like waiting out here constantly. You're the only one to come up to him. Poor thing. I feel so bad for him being out here all alone, though. Because it's similar to, like, Dr. Gaster. He was alone for, like, the longest time, but now he's pretty much taken you on as a member of his family. Because the type of siren he is, right? So you're pretty much part of his family unit, which explains, like, why he acts as he does. You realize you didn't even load the program into the machine. Who freaking cares at this point? Oh well, you'll do tomorrow. Once you've stopped the snowjet, he slips back into the water, and all you see are his glowing rings of light under the dark water. Probably what happens is, what I think Sans does, is he probably will follow you, like, to and from the thing. So he probably will follow you now back to the lab until he can't follow you anymore, and then he'll come back to make sure the machine is fine. Maybe. Either way, stay near the lab. You return to the lab. Oh, I don't want to. You definitely have frostbite. Well, if it's freaking worth it, man. I got to spend time with a siren after dealing with all these wretched malarkey pooper face badoopers. I hate everyone in here. There is no redeeming qualities to humanity in here whatsoever. I don't care what happens to the rest of these lot. There's one down, and let's hope more go too. But also, who sent me the frickin' thing? It definitely wasn't Sans that sent me the frickin' message. And it definitely wasn't Dad that did it, because Dad didn't even know he was dead till I told him. And the captain didn't even want me to go nosing about it, so it wouldn't have been him. And that leaves Tweedledee, Tweedledat, Tweedledudda, and then James. So yeah. Oh yeah, and there was Brad, because Brad existed. I almost forgot Brad was the thing. You take a long hot shower and slap on some green healing ointment that makes your ivory skin feel warm and tingly. When you go back to grab food, the kitchen is thankfully empty, so you decide to cook a proper lunch for yourself. You get out all the food you need and prep it for cooking. You turn on the stovetop and start to... Hey. Oh, for... I was happy. I was complete. I was blissfully happy and content with my life because I just spent time with Sans. My God, this game is making me so freaking angry at humanity. Oh, biscuits and cookies. James Salooni slinks into the kitchen. Why? Go away, you creepy little, sea urchin. No, you're not even a sea urchin. That's just an insult to sea urchin. Go away, you little slug. No, that's an insult to slugs too. Go away, whatever you are. He leans against the doorway, his dark eyes moving up and down your frame, and your upper lip curls back in disgust. Dr. Salooni, you say in a clipped voice. What are you doing here? It's not restricted, he says, looking for Dr. Field. Well, he's not here, thankfully. He's with Tweedledee and Tweedledada. Dr. Field is not here. I can see that. You stare at him. When it's clear he has no intention of leaving, you dismiss him and focus on making your food. You feel him watching you the entire time. Freaking heck! Turn around, throw food at his face or something. I don't know. Kill him where it hurts. Turn around, tell him, what's your problem? Why are you staring at me? Go away. Determined not to give him the satisfaction of your attention, you steadfastly ignore him. I mean, I guess you could do that too. I want to apologise, he says. You don't respond. I doubt it. I was having a bad day. It won't happen again. Which part was you having a bad day? You insult me. You swore at me. You threw food in the bin. Wasting food, by the way. Because I just told you I wanted to keep it professionally. You also insulted my dad. You also thought that me and my dad were a thing when we weren't. And you tried hitting on me when you're supposed to be here for professional reasons. You're acting like a child. And I really don't think you're sorry at all. You're only after me because apparently I'm good looking. You let out a long sigh. You ask, what won't? Calling you something insulting, he says. I shouldn't have. And? James crosses his arms. And what? Oh my God, he suddenly turned into Prince Derek from The Swan Princess. If anybody's watched it, if you all remember that scene where freaking Derek is saying arrange the wedding, and then Dad is like, yeah, but what else? And then his response is, what else is there? Is beauty all that matters to you? Yeah, what else is there? Having a tantrum and throwing food because I wouldn't be your friend. I mean, I don't want to be his friend. He throws a tantrum, and also if I'm his friend, I feel like, he's going to get too close. On top of that, I know from experiences that if there's any chance there's another character that can flirt with you, and you do get the option to be flirty back with him, I feel like that's just going to get me freaking killed by the clear yandere freaking Siren that's in this game. The yanderes do not take kindly to people flirting with what is theirs. I've got the suspicion that Sans is already quite smitten with me. In that case, I don't want to run the risk of anything happening to me. I don't care what happens to this guy. My priority is myself and wooing my little Siren, hopefully getting back home to where Dadster is, and then we can all live happily ever after and I can keep him safe. I don't care if he keeps on going hunting things. He's welcome to, hunt freaking humanity to extinction as far as I care. As long as he's happy and healthy. Alongside Dadster. I probably shouldn't have said that, though. Darkpetal's gonna be like, Twinkle, what the hell? I'm sorry, I already picked a side. It didn't happen like that, he snaps. How? What? What do you mean it didn't happen like that? You little shit, it did. You threw a tantrum like a baby. No, a child would have been more educated and more polite in throwing a tantrum than you were. How did it happen then? You were being cold, he says angrily. You're the new person. I'm trying to help you, and you blow me off every time. Anyone would get frustrated at that. That's because you're not trying to be my friend. You're trying to get into my pants. And under my clothes. You are literally trying to get with me when I do not like you or want you. I would have been your friend had you not gotten flirty again after I told you no. You lost that chance. And also, you never apologized for insulting Dadster. So the way I see it, you screwed up. I still don't hear you telling me how you didn't throw a tantrum and slam food in a trash can, you drawl out. I love her snarky attitude. Go, MC. He scratches his ears. That didn't happen. I didn't know. I don't remember. I don't know what you remember. That did not happen. Isn't it? Quick, look for cameras. Screw him. Your eyes flicker up one of his coded cameras. Yeah, wanna make a bet? He follows your gaze and clenches his jaws. He turns on his heels and leaves out a word. You better not come near me again. He's so coming near me again, ain't he? Please tell me he dies. You finish making your food in peace. You eat, refine the module, watch more of your crime show, and enjoy your afternoon. Routine is made. There are days where you go out multiple times, not so weird, just to see Sans again. To say the Siren has caught your attention would be an understatement. If you're working at the facility, you're either largely ignored by the guards, coldly rebuffed by signers, uncomfortably approached by James. I'm not interested in you! Leave me alone! You creepy little thing! Why does he keep approaching you? Good lord! No! Respectfully! Like, if a woman says she's not interested, freaking respect what she says to you! Like, politely bow out! My god, stop doing that! In comparison, when you leave facility and spend time with Sans, it's nice. He's a welcome visitor on your outings, and the friendliest contact you have there. You can't even call with Dr. Dadster because of how spotty the internet connection is, and the time zone difference. You spend your mornings working, return to lab to eat and warm up, and then immediately head back out. Aww. So pretty much, Sans has become pretty much like our home away from home. Like, he's the only one that's there for us. And we're bonding with him. Sans has startled you more than once. One morning when you arrived at your station, you didn't see him at the hole. It's the first time this has happened. You're certain he's fine. He's an Orca Siren. He has no predators, so you don't think much of it. You hop off your snowjet and move to check on your equipment. You first check the hardware. He's gonna be under the frickin' ice, isn't he? He's gonna be, like, under the ice, and he's probably gonna, like, tap it to get our attention. He's gonna scare us that way, or he's gonna jump out of a hole. You first check the hardware to ensure nothing has been damaged since your last visit. Then you move to download the data collected. You hook up your tablet and hardware and start the process. Tap, tap. Oh, god damn it, Sans. You feel a vibration between your feet. You look down. Beneath the black ice, you vaguely see the shape of a skeleton beneath you. In his eye sockets are 2 rings of light that are fixated on your face. Again, he's like always looking at your face. Nowhere else. So he normally, if he was going to do anything predatory, like a prey and everything, he'd be obviously looking down at your ankles to grab you, right? Or grab you anywhere else. But he's like always got his eyes on yours at all times. He's looking you in the eyes. After all, the windows are the eyes to your soul, right? So that's nice that he's continuously looking at you. You jump out in surprise, letting out a startled scream. Then your mind clicks on what you saw. You glare at Sans underneath the ice, who looks deeply amused by you. He's probably thinking, "Aw, she's so cute, wouldn't I scare her half to death?" This isn't the only way he stalks you. If you're too engrossed in your work and you haven't paid attention to him, oh, the little mischief maker. He'll make a loud splash that makes you jump right off your skin. Aw. When you have to drive out to different spots and set up another station. He'll hide under the ice and wait for you to drop your guard before banging on the ice below you or jumping out of a breathing hole you didn't notice before. You'd be mad if you didn't find his delightful grin so, well, adorable. He hums to you while you work. He's an orca, though. So, humming, orcas sing to each other. Everybody knows this. Whales love to sing to each other. It's how they communicate. And they also do this during courtship as well, where they will sing to each other. So I'm wondering if Sans is the same. So I'm going to do that. He hums to you while you work. You're happy with the machine, but it was made to be adjusted in the field. When your report shows promising readings in one direction, you can adjust the meter to broaden the information taken in the area. That being said, you're not an engineer. You have to consult Dr. Alpha's step-by-step guide on how to do it. It's engrossing when you do. You pull up the guide on your tablet, prop it up, and all your focus is on your work. Sans, he's humming in the background, idly in absent white noise. It's pleasant to listen to. Hum back with him. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hum back to him because I want to see his reaction. Because if I'm on the money about him, it's humming. Me singing back to him is what normal orcas would do to each other. It's how they communicate. Families do it. Their mates do it. It's a bonding thing. So he might greatly appreciate it. It might actually help soothe him as well. So let's do that. We'll hum back. Don't just talk or anything. Just hum. If we're silent, I don't think he's going to be happy with that. The tunes are catchy. When he repeats the song, you find yourself humming along the second verse. The first time you did it, he paused. Okay, this is what I want to see. You turn your head to look at him inquisitively. His smile stretched across his face, and his rings of light brighten. Oh, he really did love that. He hummed a tune, and you mimicked him. It's a call and response. He repeated it. You mimic him again. Oh my god. You're technically singing with him. Humming counts as singing, technically, in my eyes. Back and forth, the two of you would hum to each other. You're not certain what the song was. It's not recognizable, but it's clear that when you hum with him, he's ecstatic. Oh, yeah, because it means so much to him. He probably hasn't heard that in years, in all the time he's been alone. If he was in the Siren pod, then... I'm making myself upset thinking, like, the worst case scenario for him, and then how much this would genuinely mean to him. And why, you know, it'll also technically encourage him to think that I'm a mate to him, though, as well, though. But still. He's ecstatic. His smile stretches wide over his face and his tail splashed in the water behind him. Yeah, he's longed for this. He is so freaking lonely. Oh my god, he needs all the cuddles and protection. He leans on the ice with his elbows to prop his head up as the two of you hum while you work. You're happy to follow his lead. The melodies he chooses ranges from intoxicatingly sweet to hauntingly sad. Oh my god. That just makes me think I'm on the money. Darkpetal, am I right? Did Sans lose his family too? You don't have to like confirm if it's the Siren pod that they're talking about. Is Sans' pod gone just in general? Is he genuinely alone? And that's why we don't see anybody else, because he should have moved on by now. You don't know the words of the song, but you don't need to. There's something bittersweet in their undertones, a tragic tale hidden in his... Oh god, they were killed. This confirms it. There's always subtle hints and clues to what the story is, and this bit here just hints it. When Sans is humming and singing like this, that's him bringing out the sad song, a song that can't be called back because the pod can't sing it back to him. He's probably singing of the fact that he's lost his family. That the pod is gone, his family is gone, he's alone. Oh. You pull out of your work. You're already kneeling in the snow to look at the bottom part of the machine, but the song stopped your thought process, so you end up sitting there in silence for a duration. You unabashedly cry. Because if you've ever heard, like, whales and orcas saying, when orcas, like, one of their pod mates dies, they do sing, and it's super sad as well. And, like, there was, like, an orca mom, wasn't it, that kept carrying her young for, like, a very long time, even after it died, for days. They are so loyal to their family. I love orcas. They're so beautiful animals. They can be dangerous, but gosh, they're so family orientated. Christ. You unabashedly cry. Your tears freeze and burn your face. You sniffle loudly and bury your face in your scarf. You hear the water splashing, a familiar sound. For when Sam pulls himself out of the water, he mumbles softly, "I didn't mean to make you cry, Twinkle." "I'm sorry," you whimper. I don't know why that song. It's heartbreaking, Sans. How do you know it? Wet, cold fingers pry the scarf away from your face. Your watery pink eyes glisten with more unshed tears, and Sans has pulled himself over to you. Oh, he gently wipes away your tears with the back of his clawed fingers. His smile is flattened to a frown. "Please don't cry. Sans." You lean forward, resting your forehead on his collarbone, and loosely wrap your arms around his ribs. He immediately returns your hug, pulling you close. "It's okay," he whispers. "I have you now." He just confirmed it. I have you now, so he's not alone anymore. He has imprinted on me. And my character's a little bit of an idiot, so she kind of, like, it just goes right over her freaking head, even though he, like, freaking just flat out said it. He literally just said, "It's okay, I have you now." Wait, that confirms he did lose his freaking family. Oh, freaking heck, man. Oh, I'm sad again. Doll petals did say this would make me cry. And it is making me cry. I'm a sucker for that. Jesus, no. Fuck. I don't care if I swear in this, okay? I'm emotional right now. Oh my god. How long have I been recording? My heart can't take this much more. I'm too freaking emotionally attached. Oh my gosh, poor baby. He's been alone for so long. And the worst thing is, there's a chance he probably witnessed what happened. God. I want to keep going, but I'm gonna have to stop it here and then resume. My god! My emotions! My heart! The petals! How could you do this to me? Also, I am keeping this baby. I don't care what he's done. I will forgive him. I don't care. He's adorable, he's alone, and he needs protecting, and I'm all for saving the Orca Sirens. Screw humanity. Hashtag Orca Sirens for the win. Let's do this, okay? Sans will playfully race with you. It started out innocently enough. By innocent, you mean he was feeling horny. Horny that day? Oh no. You're slow, he comments. Pardon? You ask as you waddle over to your snowjet to grab a new cable. Penguin slow, says Sans as he observes you. He tilts his head left and right as he studies you with a smile. Cute. Wait, huh? Did he just call me cute? I don't normally have to walk like this. You feel obligated to defend yourself. It's the coat that makes me slow. MC, did you not hear what he just called you? He literally just called you cute. Pay attention to the freaking words. Not over defending yourself about looking a little chubby in your coats. My god. Are you faster with them? Yes, you're actually how to say it, but you feel reasonably confident you don't waddle like you do with the coats on. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm freaking athletic. I absolutely refuse to say that. Sans chuckles. Cute. You waddle without it, don't you? I do not. Probably. Precious. Oh my god, he finds it adorable. Gah! You stick out your tongue at him. If you weren't worried about it freezing, you reach your snowjet to grab the extra cable. An idea comes to you. I may not be fast like you, but I bet I could outspeed you with it. No, you can't. You cannot outspeed him with a freaking snowjet. He's a siren. There's no way you can do... No, you're not going to be able to... He's faster in water. You can't outrun him with that. Unless he lets you. You pat your snowjet proudly and shoot him a smug look. You're not sure how well he can see it since your scarf is pulled up to cover your lower face. He goes, his smile curves. Sure about that? You raise your chin. Positive. You point off to a small mountain in the distance. Race along the shoreline to that and back, you say. When I win, you can't call me a penguin again. When I win, he says, you'll have to chirp like one. What? Absolutely not. Sans tilts his head to the side. His tone softens to a gentle tease. I thought you were positive you'd win. Oh, gosh darn it all. You warn him that he's lucky you like him so much. I'm gonna win, you tell him, as you mount your snowjet and you pull your goggles and face mask back on. Sans sinks into the water. I'm gonna win, you firmly repeat, on your whistle, Sans. You start up the snowjet and wait for Sans to swim to the shoreline. It only takes him a few seconds, and then you hear a sharp whistle. Yeah, he will 100% beat you in the water. There is no way you're beating that. That is a freaking orca. You take off immediately. The snowjet shakes beneath you as you plow through the snow. It glides effortlessly over the top. Wind whips at you, but it doesn't deter you for even a moment. Your gloved hands grip the handles tightly as you bounce over the small hills in the snow. You still glance to your right and see Sans, dorsal fin, sticking out of the water. He's keeping pace with you. Okay, if he's keeping pace, that means he's not going as fast as. He's probably slowed down to keep up with us. You squint and pull back on the handles to make it go as fast as possible. The snowjet picks up considerable speed, and now each bump lifts you off the ground, each landing is painful to hit to your butt. Sans speed up and matches your pace again. Uh-oh, you get the sinking feeling he's moving at your speed on purpose. He could actually win this. No, hell no, distract him. Okay, how are you gonna do that? Okay, joke and call him a cheater, he's not gonna care. Jump off the jet and fake an don't do that. That will really get him freaking worried, so let's flirt with him. You'll have to scream it to him to hear it over the distance and the sound of your engine. He has good hearing, so it should work. Sounds are cute, sounds real cool. Sounds I like you. Oh my god. We should make... Yeah, sure, I'm down for it. You shout with all your might. He jumps out of the water, and for a moment, your gaze connects and it feels like time itself slowed. You see him smile, then you see him wink. At that moment he lands in the water, he's suddenly going so much faster than before. Your plan has backfired. Sans ends up winning. Well, you weren't gonna beat him anyway. He really wants to hear you squawk like a little penguin, because he finds penguins adorable. I guess. He doesn't rub it in your face or anything, but he does give you a haughty look that's far hotter than it has any right being. I'll take my payment now, he says in a low, sweet voice. My little penguin. Oh god. Ask if he knows what a penguin is supposed to sound like. He tilts his head left and right, studying your face. Oh god. You stare back blankly. Genuinely curious. Something like this. It sounds like a chirp-like noise. You try to mimic. It doesn't sound right, so you try several times. Sans snickers. Cute. Hey, I'm trying here. And that's what makes it precious. You warn him that he's lucky you like him so much. I want a rematch. Anytime, Twinkle. Days blissfully blur together. Oh gosh. This is so cute. He keeps you company every time you leave the lab. Whenever you're going to your station or set up a special satellite receiver further to the Arctic, he's right at your heels. It's so much more comforting out of the facility with him than is inside. The time you spend with him is time you cherish. You look forward to the fresh mornings because you know that it means you'll get to see him again. Days by day, time passes you. You work and you spend time with Sans. You rest, repeat. You haven't been able to connect with Dr. Gaster in a video call during that time. Spy connection and time sensitive, but today you'll have a chance. Near the evening, you give Dr. Gaster a call. Okay, so we're going to end it here, and in the next episode, we're going to find out what that call was like, eh? Who's excited to find out how Daddy's going to react to this? Because, oh my god, Daddy's going to have so much he's going to want to say. We're going to so get reprimanded. I'm so excited. Also, these are so freaking cute. I love this so much. They have such a cute relationship together as well.